Well, I'm sorry.
Right here.
Yeah.
Anywhere, pick a seat.
You're the county commissioner?
I'm one of them, one's on the phone.
Oh.
Brian Reed's on the phone and
Okay.
Roger's out of state, so. I understand it, just pass it down the line.
Yeah, sorry I'm not there. We've got a county fair going on this week and I'm helping them get things started this morning.
You're Rachel?
No,
Marne.
Marne. I'm Rachelle.
Okay. Should've gotten the dust off my, oh, I see, yes, should've gotten the dust off my
You're
glasses.
in here for the same thing?
Oh, well, I'm the one that you spoke to on the
Oh,
phone.
okay.
So Marne, just to bring you up to speed, is requesting the penalty and interest to be waived. She wrote a check in December, what she thought was to pay the taxes in full. However, when she wrote out her check, which I've attached a copy, that it shows that she did not write the check for the amount that she needed to. She wrote it for $2,400, $2,400.24.48. She needed to make the check for $2,824.48. So she short paid her property taxes in December by $400. She does not reconcile her bank account, so she didn't know that her check did not clear for the amount that she intended it to be written for.
Could I note that I did pay it in November? Okay,
By the December due date is,
oh, okay. Because I pay them as soon as the notices come out, always have done. I've never had any late payments. If you look at the check, you'll see that when I wrote Bonneville County tax, I put it at 2824.48. And I'm just thinking, because I can't go back and remember, I'm thinking in my mind 2824.48. There's a lot of fours toward the very end. And I start writing it as, spelling it out as 2424.48. And so I didn't just write it for 2,400. I put it in two different places, two different amounts, not realizing that that's what I had done.
and the bank does not accept the stated amount. They only go by the written amount.
Right. So what is the penalty and interest owing due to the error?
$36.27.
This will be the first time I ever have to pay penalties and interest on anything other than a house payment or a car payment when I took out loans. I always pay my bills.
Which I explained, that, you know, we understand that, however,
And this is with, I think, Commerce, I'm not sure what their system is. The ones I'm familiar with are scanners that somehow manage to get out the text even when I write it.
right,
But the one that I'm familiar with verifies the two, and if they don't match, it throws it out and then it's hand
Which would have been
processed.
nice.
Well, it throws it out and then it's hand processed for the
written amount.
written one, because the other ones, no, the written one actually is the one that you're bound to. So,
Which, you know, is fair, but the common person doesn't know that's how a bank does that unless
Yeah.
you're in a position.
Brian, did you have a
like this.
comment?
Well, I was just gonna say, I typically, unless there's an error by the county in a mailing or, you know, some type of a county error, then we have the latitude from the state to forgive those penalties and interest. Or some extenuating circumstances, but an issue like this, in order to be fair with other decisions that we've made, I just think it's going to be difficult for us to reverse this. Otherwise, like I say, we would be unfair to decisions we've already made to other taxpayers.
Yeah, that's the historical statute that we're really bound to is if we make a mistake. During COVID, there was a lot of late mailings that weren't our mistake, but they were directly related to COVID. But as Commissioner Reed stated, that's really what we're bound to.
Could I ask
Yeah.
one favor then? That you get these notices out sooner so they can be taken care of earlier? Because this is 9 months later.
I don't know if you heard Brian, she came in and corrected it the next month, right? Is that right?
Uh-huh.
No,
No, so we just barely sent out a late notice on those properties that were delinquent. And we only send out one tax statement each year, so the late notice is done after the June collection is completed. And that's
because
when,
that's actually when they're due.
right,
The first
correct.
one is.
The first
for
one
the
is
option
due
to pay half.
December 20th, and then if you pay in installments, the second half is due by June 20th. If it isn't paid by that date,
Some
then
people-
that's when we'll send out the reminder notice, which we give about 30 days for people to make that payment.
I would
Before we
just-
send out the notices, because you have to understand, like in this case, we only had to send out around 3,000 late notices rather than what it would have been just after the June 20th due date.
So there's nothing in your system that kicks out that says that this was paid a partial payment?
No,
Interesting.
no, because people make payments all the time, and so we don't question what they're paying.
Wait until the taxes are actually due.
Right.
Any other comment, Brian?
No,
Okay.
it's unfortunate that, there isn't a process that would have avoided this, but where it is just is an error on the taxpayer's part, I just don't know how we can do anything different, how we can reverse that, so I would move that we leave the penalty and interest and unfortunately keep it as is.
Yeah, and unfortunately, did you have
Well,
some
just
comment or?
Just that, how could I get a bank to recognize that, so that they can kick it back and say, there's a problem here?
I don't know, that's
Because
directly related
that's,
to your
I mean,
institute,
honestly,
and this isn't the bank that I use, so I don't know. I agree, it's unfortunate, and I have made similar mistakes in the past, unfortunately, the institute did.
well, there
Now
goes
I
my
only write,
record for
I only
not
write
having
a
to
couple
pay
of
interest.
checks a year, so.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Okay, well, appreciate you coming in. And anything else for